Actually, I just have a fun fact to tell you. He actually was a table tennis player and he was into billiards all his life.
Oh.
And then suddenly, nawala ng funds ang billiards and tennis sa Puerto Princesa, Palawan. And guys, guess what? The only spot left in their school was a bench position in volleyball. At kaya naman, naging bench position siya sa volleyball back in high school. And he told me na, alam mo, pagdating ko ng Manila, hindi ako papayag na bench na ako. And look where he is right now, contributing so many points to a collegiate team that has finally gotten a golden ticket to the final.
Grabe, ibang klase talaga yung ginawa ni Buddin. What a story there. But then, of course, syempre, being one of the younger members of this NU squad, he has to be able to, cope with lahat ng social media pressure and all of that. Has he said anything about being able to really cope with the pressures around him, considering na isa siya sa mga bata ng NU?
And you know what? Sobrang talagang nakaka-pressure daw when it comes to social media, especially when you're in a collegiate team. With UAAP coming around next year, and also dahil nga bata pa lang sila and they're sinasalang sila sa isang pro league, malaki daw talaga yung pressure when it comes to the fans, the comments of the volleyball spectators. But then, that's when they realize na, okay, this is the time of maturity and it comes to being an athlete. There are things to be responsible for, things to be held accountable for, and number one, that is mental health. Kasi syempre meron silang physical conditioning, but then when it comes to their mental health, they really have to take care of it and not read comments right before the game. I know you guys can understand that. Kailangan nila talagang mag-focus sa kung ano yung dapat nilang focus.
Looks like Buddin is embracing the pressure really well, Alexis. Isa na namang player from the NU Santa Elena Nationals. How about Obed Mukaba entering here in the volleyball scene sa Philippines? What can you say about him?
I actually asked him if he already FaceTimed his parents in Congo. He's so excited to tell them that it's his first year with NU, his first league in the Philippines, now his first ever finals. And being one of the top blockers, he shared to me that he has 3 priorities. It's very straightforward and it seems kind of funny, but he delivers well. And kumbaga sabi niya, to get many kill blocks as possible. Secondly, to spike when the setter passes it to him. And thirdly, to ace his serve. And it might seem obvious and simple, but his action is exemplary. He told me last Tuesday that when they were down by 2 sets by Cignal, sabi ni Coach Dante, Obed, come here, do your kill block. And then there he is. He's so happy with his team, gagawin niya lahat. And he told me na, alam mo, you know what, NU, it's my first time meeting them, but they are so young and excellent.
Grabe talaga yung ginawa ni Obed Mukaba. I had the pleasure of calling that game kanina, and what he did was is something special, and everyone should watch him. Moving on now, though, sa Cignal, on the Cignal side of things, now in the final, Cignal had a bit of worry with Mark Espejo at one point getting injured in their last loss. But then, the Achilles injury, what could you tell us a bit about how Cignal bounced back from that type of adversity?
They literally bounced back. Just 5 minutes ago, Dip and Pau, Cignal AC had a victorious sweep over PGJC Navy. Mark Espejo was the player of the game with 16 points, despite a painful Achilles heel in which he will get treated after the finals. It's 4 days left until the finals right now over the weekend. He just got it strengthened through therapy, and then he said he will deal with it afterwards because yung adrenaline nandun, kayang-kaya nila until the finals.
Right, lipat tayo ngayon sa VNS team that is, of course, playing for the bronze medal in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. What can you say about Ben San Andres or Barbie San Andres for this team?
You know what? Barbie San Andres has been trending on social media and he is so grateful and honored. Sabi niya, I'm so grateful and honored to be awarded with the appreciation of, being a young gun to look out for, especially with the other veteran teams, really looking on how to stop him. And Barbie actually shared to me a fun fact of DNS that we learned just this week that Anisha Griffin's team lived together in one townhouse and they trained together in a bubble. Kaya naman talagang hindi mo ma-express yung connection nila. But with regard to their connection, given these past set of games, yun talaga ang kailangan nilang ipag-work on given the absence of Kim Malabunga, one of their main blockers due to prior commitments.
Now we move on to the last team that figured in the semis and will now be battling for the battle for third, itong PCJC Navy. The only team with a with a female head coach, and that is obviously very special para sa liga natin, Alexis.
And sobrang talagang special noon. And I quote si Coach Cecil Cruzada, di ko sinangad sumikat, pero masaya siya na naging isa siyang living example and inspiration sa mga babaeng nangangarap din mag-lead ng isang buong team. It's not just about being a female player. Now, there goes the sentence, I can also be a female coach. And the respect and obedience the Navy has for me, siguro nag-root ito from being a Navy myself. And the best role model we can have is someone who's already experienced. Kasi, kumbaga, na-experience na niya kung ano yung na-experience ko pa lang. And that's why disiplina at pag-aalaga ang binigay niya sa Navy. And kaya taos-pusong silang nag-o-obey kay Coach Cecil. And when I asked the Navy, you would see and you would think, oh, these guys are so tough. But no, they are so scared of Coach Cecil. It's so funny and it's so sweet at the same time.
You know, that's funny that you'd say that. Pero Alexis, before we let you go, we still have a bit more time here. I want to ask about you personally. Kamusta naman yung experience covering all this men's volleyball action? If I'm not mistaken, it's one of the few times we actually do get to do it, and one of your first times covering them as well. Kamusta naman yung experience na yun?
I've been covering women's volleyball for 6 straight seasons. And the moment that I get to step foot here and I see these male athletes getting shown into the light, it's a different kind of heartwarming experience. It shows that sports has equality. It has the same amount of talented individuals, whatever gender it is. And sobrang talagang nakaka-touch kasi when I started interviewing all of these players, all of them were just excited to play because they waited for 2 years. And now they're here and they're gonna show their best and the audience is just really ecstatic about what they can show hanggang umabot sa final.